your external environment can affect your internal environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is huge, and I think that's the biggest battle, but the world is what you make it. So many people say that, man. It's just, the older that I am, man, and just the man that I want to become what I am now, like, I truly believe that. I think all of us at some point try to figure out really what our calling is, or what our purpose is, or what gifts we have. Because you can say calling and purpose, and it may not really coincide with the things you think you're really good at. Everyone, so many people around you, really want to just have a better quality of life. And what's that? That's with health and fitness. I really heard something really great. An interview by Maya Angelou, and she was talking on Oprah. It was right before she passed, and she said that, that old saying of, do as I say, not as I teach. You can't live like that. Like, that doesn't work. That doesn't even work with matters of the heart that way with people. So because of that, like, we're not perfect. We're always, a working project, but you want to try to say, I try to do my best to live what I speak.
Lightweight. Let's go now. Get up. Let's go now. Come on now. Come on.
My dad was very sick one day, and he thought he had walking pneumonia, but it turns out it was some kind of rare lung disease, and even the doctors didn't know what was happening. And as the months flew by, everything started getting worse. And suddenly my dad started to plan for his death with us, going over the wills, who would get what. A really weird, strange time for us at my house. And then my friend, who was my trainer at the time, told my dad, hey, why don't you come into the gym and start to work out? And my dad, I'm pretty sure he thought he was crazy at the time, my trainer, because my dad couldn't walk 5 feet without having to take a puff of his oxygen tank. But at the same time, my dad was desperate enough to try anything. He didn't want to die, so he did whatever he could to live. So my dad came in, and I'll never forget my trainer telling my dad, you're gonna be a testimony to people. And it was in that point that I saw a miracle that comes from physical movement. And it makes your mind and spirit stronger. And in return, you can begin to heal yourself. Because within a matter of 3 months, I saw my dad needing an oxygen tank just to move, to being able to do ladder drills and all kinds of workout routines without needing an oxygen tank whatsoever. And suddenly, that lung disease that doctors had no clue what was going on started to dissipate from his body. I only want to be instructed by people who've walked the same journey, fought the same demons, and come out on the other side, because that's true enlightenment, wisdom, and knowledge. And that's why Coach Mike Solomon is so important to the health and wellness field. He transcends the physical when he's training you. The most effective way to learn is through experience. And with that experience, we spread light to the darkness and begin to heal what is broken, thus showing limitless potential.
I don't want to be filled with pride. I'd rather be filled with humility. And the thing is like, I hold it very special to myself not to say things or to speak on things that I'm really not to other people. And to be honest, as a coach, that's very important to me. That's very important to me. I'm not going to speak on it if I'm not able to believe it within myself. The 3 E's I kind of live by, and it's just in some reading and coming up with my own philosophies and things that I actually try to follow. I think energy, element, and environment. And at some point, you always want to make sure those are always in line. So really, no matter what the environment, and it could be your external environment may not always be the way you want it, but I think if your internal environment is the way you want it, you can always kind of create happiness. So if you feel as if I'm in my element, when it comes to health, fitness, or wellness, no matter what the environment may be, I can still shine. Literally, like, confirm or affirm to themselves who they are, what they want to be, and all of a sudden, everything around them bends to that. And you're just creating the world that you actually want to become until at some point, in time, you might reach those goals. No matter what, the process is going to get you to some place.
Yeah. Just kind of watching back and forth where, like, you were getting passed up for jobs and stuff like that, and like you didn't quit.
Yeah.
What was it that made you keep going, man?
So I mean, man, like, I told myself, like I'm going to be a strength coach, or I'm going to coach in college. In what capacity? I don't know what. Like, whenever something happened that came up, or didn't go the way I thought it was, or kind of got passed up. It wasn't even like jobs. It was just the opportunity to get a little bit closer to. Sometimes it wasn't even just a flat out job. It was more so like, man, like I thought that was gonna pan out to where like I can really like get my foot in the door, like, and spot to teach to the right people. When I was helping out other high schools, when I was talking to kids about training, and the funny thing is a lot of them were going to college. A lot of them were coming to me from the NFL, from college, with programs. So I had to look at those things, dissect those things, process those programs as if I was in those shoes, period.
Like, at no point in time did you think, like, dang, like, am I wrong?
Doubt never really hit my mind. Reality regarding the time frame in which I need to, the window of opportunity goes into your mind regarding, is it closing? Was it what I thought it was? But doubting who you are and what you are, I think if you truly believe, like, that don't really go away. Let's say my environment never took me to college. It never would have changed the fact that I thought I was good enough to be a college strength coach.
You think people box themselves in because they don't allow themselves to be open to different means of achieving who you are?
Yes. Yeah. But once again, man, that's tough, man, because the world, like, what we live in is just, people want success. Like,
success looks different to different people.
Yeah, man. Like, success doesn't always mean money. Like, success means, like, I want to feel like I'm accomplished in this. That's what success is. Who wants to really fail at anything? We had a conversation in the past.
Yeah.
Like, even people that, like, someone was like, yo, why is he slaying dope? Because he's making money in it. Like, why is he doing that? Because he's succeeding in it.
Yeah.
Like, that's why he's doing it.
Outside of the people's physical or, like, just their goals they were trying to achieve, what do you think they truly get spiritually and, like, mentally from enduring through that process?
A means to experience themselves in a completely different way. Now, how do they do that? If I teach you really how to take care of your body, how to eat, how to exercise, how to wake up in the morning, how to have some discipline in something, some consistency in something. If I teach you you have goals that you want to do physically, but you know how to achieve them, I give you those tools. Now you can use and apply it to anything you want. A means of discipline. So now your mind, body, first thing is your physical. Okay, so there's physical. What does that do? Open doors. Opens doors. For who knows how what. And a good trainer, good coach can say, listen, you got to tap into those things. You're going to hurt. You're not going to feel like doing it. You know what? Might not be the best day. You had a big fight. You just lost somebody. You're still in the door. Why? Channel it.
What do you think is what people are gaining from that they're lacking?
A greater sense of self. I mean, shoot, as far as deep as even identity, where do you truly lie? The physical? No, that's nothing. Like, that's nothing. That's really not who you really are. That's not your ultimate, you know?
Yeah.
Like, your zenith, like, that's not your true everything of who you are. Like this is just a vessel to really dive into who you really are for so many means, like many means. Okay, so a smell, a familiar smell. Man, why do I smell so familiar? You can smell that when you was 10 years old. All right, but that's just your vessel to tap into what? Your consciousness, your mind, what place it takes you, that mindset, that emotional place, man. This just feels weird. Wow, your body's telling you, like, your real you. Self-investment takes time. It takes practice. It takes discipline.
Yeah.
Now, many of us, we're all guilty of it, me. Like, our practice is just maybe self-preservation, redundancy, complacentness. Just you're just every day. And it's interesting how, like, the quote-unquote successful people that we consider successful come to this realization in life, and they write these books and they give these quotes, and they give these things that are these findings and thoughts that are so profound, and it's almost like they have the time now to invest in themselves. And because of that, like, it feels I've always done this, or this is the secret sauce to happiness. It's not necessarily my wealth or my success. Or you've accomplished those things. So because you accomplish those things, you actually have a little bit of time now to tap more into who you are. So because of that, people tie in those two. They say, wow, this person's successful, and they're speaking the good stuff. Yeah, so they're speaking the good stuff. They must be worth following. Okay, it is what it is. That's fine. But you can start that today. Like, this instant. And from there, like, watch how your environment might, if not your external, but your internal environment will definitely change. And because of that, like, what do you really create? Happiness, blissfulness, and no matter what circumstance that you're in. Now, because you have that, who knows what opportunities might come up.
And I heard this quote, like, time takes time.
Okay.
And,
okay, keep going.
And what was interesting about it was that I think a lot of times, even when it comes to, like, working out or any kind of, like, self-work, because to me, working out is just as much about self-preservation and self-healing as, like, any kind of mindful work. And I think a lot of times people get into it, and because, like, things don't happen right away, they all of a sudden want to give up because they think it's not happening at the speed that it should. You tend to really do a great job of keeping people motivated during those really tough times. And I just want to know, like, what is it about time on that grinding and consistency that like you try to incorporate into people when you do see them starting to get down?
Let's start with the basics. Just knowing experience. Just experience in the field. Personal experience, right? Being able to tap into that. And then understanding that the process is really the true gift you're going to get from this whole outcome. There'll be some walls you got to break down, some barriers. It's not going to happen overnight. You want this quick fix, but the process, if I can help you to embrace that, then you're really going to get somewhere, because now you have a lifelong change. Instead of this immediate gratification. The next question probably come up is like, do you think the world's coming to that right now? Heck yeah. Now funny is like, right, I'm not this old sage or guru.
How do you think that's affecting people, man?
As far as their growth?
At least, their growth.
Or psychologically?
Both.
There's a lot of people trying to be trainers out there. And coaches and life coaches, and they're very much just like the individuals that walk in the door. So they don't transcend the one thing that should be, is that this is a process, that this this journey could be so much more fulfilling besides changing your body. Why? Because they're the exact same way. They have the body that I want, the look that I want. So I'm gonna follow those exercises. They have the butt that I want. They have the legs that I want. I wanna look like you. I wanna be like you. I want the popularity like you. And they sell that. So because that's okay, those are the ones I'm gonna attract. So the blind leads the blind. Now mind you, here's the thing. They'll get them there, but for how long? So how's it affecting them mentally? You still got what? Anxiety issues, body dysmorphia, unhappiness, no gratification. There's nothing on them to go back to regarding like, man, this process really led me to this spot, so I'm happy.
You're a millennial too. Like, do you
Yeah.
think that our generation was taught wrong and we're trying to carry on these broken ideals?
Yeah, I think it gets told. Like, you know, yeah, that's what comes with old age. Okay, I ain't trying to hear that. When I say this, I mean it's fewer than more. This is more, you know, I say 3 out of 10. Because I do think majority of our generation, like, has a very health conscious, like, or at least fitness. That's something, I'll say fitness. I don't know about what they put in their body, but definitely fitness. Like, we're very much so into, like, staying fit. I do think at times, like, the women of our parents' generation speak to the daughters that are living in our generation as if, like, yeah, that's what happens, like, when you get older. Like, you're, you know, like, yeah, like, you know, with the baby, like, you're gonna put on X amount of pounds. And I mean, I really do say this, Ryan, like, it's not many, but I've seen it because I'm a trainer, you know what I mean? Like, where I've trained and I've coached, where, like, the mothers of the women in our generation are very accepting of the fact that their daughters, you know, it's okay for them to, like, get out of shape and, like, overweight. Like, that's what comes with motherhood and babyhood and stuff. Like, I still hear that preaching sometimes, not directly, but almost. You don't see much encouragement.
Yeah. Like, do you think that men are being taught some of the same things too?
I don't think so. I see a lot of, like, dads encouraged, like, or inspired by their sons' fitness. But then again, I'm gonna make this statement. Like, I personally think that from a global standpoint, not just in America, like, men are more vain than women.
There's so many different generations, mainly baby boomers and stuff like that, who are still in power, that have so much crap to say about, like, our generation, and, like, so many naysayers about it. What do you think that they get wrong about us?
That's right. Let me speak on not necessarily what I think they get wrong. I will speak on, like, where I think they get their perception from.
Okay.
A lot of what the baby boomers went through, we're lacking in quality of. We were supposed to be a better version of them. And because they're actually surviving well in our generation, like, a lot of them look at the qualities that they were hoping that they brought along to us, but we're lacking. The thought process was like, okay, you have these resources, you have these, so, like, because of that, you should be a better version than.
You think technological revolution impacted?
Yes. Like, since the era of that, ADHD has gone up, depression has gone up. That's direct correlation. ADHD has gone up.
Social media.
All that. But even without social media, I mean, that's the funny thing. Like, that just exacerbates the problem. But, like, ADHD's gone up, depression has gone up, suicide has gone up. We have no sense of identity. Like, a lot of baby boomers feel like if we didn't have these things, like, and we learned and tackled on the same thing that y'all did, and we're able to get through this, and we had you guys, and we gave it all to y'all. Like our parents, like, yeah, you'll never have to worry about an encyclopedia. Like, you'll never have to, like, you have a computer now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all those small things to where even college, like, it was a rarity for, like, the whole house to go to college. Now I'm gonna send all my kids to at least some type of secondary, like, means of education after high school, like where I can get you to a community college, whatever it may be. Because of those things, like younger people are owning homes now.
Yeah.
Like majority of us have master's degrees. Coming out in our young 30s, like in directorial roles. So like, or principals, or, I mean, some of the, you go to school and see a principal at 34 years old.
Yeah.
You didn't see that. Like like we growing up, like the principal's like mom and dad age.
Yeah.
Come across your butt, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we're in positions now of authority, power, you know, but I think a lot of baby boomers look at us like with the resources y'all had, your time's kind of running out. That sense of identity is just, you know, that's the big missing piece.
So what would you say to millennials who are still searching for that identity and that purpose?
Sit down truly and recognize like what's limiting you for being what you really want to become. Start with that. Like, as opposed to trying to add, okay, eliminate. Cut out things that really aren't getting you anywhere. That's actually not that hard to do if you sit down and really focus on it. And then see where it takes you. And all of a sudden your perspective of really what's around you to get you to achieve a little bit better or more has always been there. And I think that's the biggest thing, because there's so much accessible to us. So pretty much cut out the BS, because there's so much of it. That's really it. It's over flooded, nonsense, rubbish, junk. Like, cut out junk, man. Like.